And so here we are once again in Kaiserslautern. World War I is right around the corner, so hopefully we won't run into too much disaster. We've got our green fields of homes right all around over here, so that's always very nice. We do have a couple of industrial areas, and unfortunately Rainsford, which I'm pretty sure, well, it's not really making us money, but it is very, very barren. So what we're going to be doing is hopefully placing a couple more institutions up around here. I do want to get around to building a university, so hopefully we'll be able to expand on the brain power. That'll definitely help us out a lot. Let's go click on the moment of truth. And you have spent years studying animal electricity and experimenting. The last few years you have done so completely alone, as Elena moved to Trieste to study medicine. Despite thousands of hours of work, you haven't been able to reanimate even a flea, and the press criticizes you for spending more time thinking about corpses than about municipal issues. Can you go on like this? Well, I'm definitely not going to consider retirement. I will still defend animal electricity. So, oh, we get 5 points to the Luddite trait, which is unfortunate. And we lose some political capital. That is not good. Seems like our wife loses a bit of faith in us. But what I'm going to be doing is, because you guys suggested it, I will be expanding the densities of some of these buildings, or some of these, well, of the buildings in the certain districts. So what I'm going to do is, it seems like this will pass pretty easily for Ridgeborough. If I try in some other places, yes, I want to cancel. I don't think it'll pass as easily, so let's go give this a... Oh, actually, that'll pass pretty well. Has 869 capital plus 98,000. Let's have a look at this, though. So I like this a lot more, because I think industry gives us more money in the long run, too. So I'll confirm that zoning, and I will also provide electricity. Yep. And also water. Actually, no, we won't give them water. Okay, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's confirm all of that and propose. And it seems like everyone is going to be against that. So what if I go and deactivate? Let's just cancel all this. Cancel. And then we go Ridgeborough again. And then we can go here, confirm zoning. There we go. We can even use our personal funds for that, but of course I'm going to put it to a normal vote so we can actually use our personal funds for something a little bit more exotic that maybe won't pass anywhere near as easily. So I'm hoping that'll help us out a lot. Let's speed things up to 4 times the speed. Now, to be quite honest, there's not really all that much of a difference between 1 and 4 times speed, because, I mean, you're still sitting back and you're waiting for things to pass by, such as the telephone research. So as your city is being connected to the national telephone network, you need to decide how Kaiserslautern will handle the issue. Do you make sure it boosts safety, make sure it enlightens the people, or make sure services become better? Let's go do that. Okay. So the telephone line services become cheaper, I think. Question of child labour. Children's working hours should be limited. That'll help us out a lot, seemingly, with a lot of these bonuses. So let's go do that. And the vote to modify the district seems like it is going to be in our favour, so that's not really an issue. Okay, that's already online. So begin the voting. So now we'll be in a massive amount of debt right off the start, but we should make that money back pretty quickly. Of course, we're going to be losing a fair bit of money from just the build up, but once everything is upgraded in terms of density, as you can see, we've already got some higher residential buildings, higher density residential buildings, not so much on the industry front just yet, but I'm sure that will change. And look at that, we pretty much made all that money back that we did lose with that upfront cost.
The bathtub was invented in 1850 and the telephone in 1875. In other words, had you been living in 1850, you could have sat in the bathtub for 25 years without having to answer the phone.
To be completely honest, I've never sat in a bathtub and had to answer my phone myself, so I'm not quite sure if that means I don't bathe myself enough or if I don't get enough phone calls. But let's go ahead and let's see. Well, let's keep on the train of that thought and let's go with personal hygiene, which should improve personal hygiene or dental hygiene for the elites and middle class. It also gives it an edict or two. Or, actually, let's go with aluminium. The reason I'm going with aluminium is because it gives us an upgrade for the railroad station. So that will help us out. Let's come up over here. Do I have any upgrades that I am able to do? Just pause the game real quick. And just check that out. No upgrades here. And what about for the electrical power plant? No upgrades there either. Okay. So next up, I want to check out if we will be able to do anything here. No, it doesn't seem like it. I wonder what happens if I want to change the densities of some of these. Oh, not densities, but change the layout. Does that? Okay, so the zoning doesn't really change the people's opinion of the area, really. It's interesting. Anyways, we probably need a road capacity upgrade here. Let's just check out some of these other roads. Okay, so Ridgeboro has already had that upgrade, as has Adlingarth. Okay, so probably Darlington. Let's go modify it. I really do want to upgrade the density though. But what I'm going to do instead is let's go to infrastructure, gravel surface, increase that. It's going to cost us. Actually, you know what? Let's leave it. Let's wait until this era ends, which will be very, very soon. It is hereby proposed that anti-land pollution legislation be enacted. We will support that. Seems like everyone is in favor of that as well. There's only like 6 months left in this era. Anyway, pretty sure it ends in December. Oh, no, we've got a problem in theatre funding. The Social Democratic Party accuse you of neglecting culture. They demand that Kaiserschaffen increase theatre funding and ask you to present the proposal in the council. Let's go do it. Seems like the left-leaning parties will support the culture, of course. I guess culture wars are a big part of politics.
I don't know whether Napoleon did or did not try to get across there, and I don't care. I don't know much about history, and I wouldn't give a nickel for all the history in the world. It means nothing to me. History is more or less bunk. It's tradition. We don't want tradition. We want to live in the present, and the only history that's worth a tinker's damn is the history we make today.
Alright, so the Great War was supposed to be the war to end all wars, and it was greeted with joy and excitement. Instead, it plunged the world into chaos that took over 16 million lives and in the process transformed the world. Millions of men, less than women, led to liberalization of society, and women for the first time entered the public life en masse. Guess there was a little bit of silver lining. But now we are Elena. Era 3 is described as conflict of values. Elena grew up knowing that both her mother and grandmother had died during childbirth. Determined not to share their fate, she dedicated her life to obstetrics, managing to save the lives of many women by discovering the cause of multiple maternal deaths. She soon realized that the biggest remaining reason for maternal deaths was political. She went into politics to secure the right to abortion so women wouldn't have to resort to unhygienic backstreet clinics. Alright, so there's a fair few parties that have been voted out. There's also a couple of edicts that are obsolete now. And there's some new parties, and of course there's some new demands that'll come in, or high demands really. probably be more accurate. So, main problem that we've got right now is the security of the people, which actually, I'm pretty sure, can get upgraded with an increase to the railway station, I'm pretty sure it is, which will come along very soon. Let's just check out the mayor recommends. The barber shop is a successful company in Smithmere. Its owner would like to use a slogan recommended by the mayor on their advertisement. If you grant permission, barbershop will make a sizable donation. Let's go with the solitarian trait. Okay, and let's speed things back up. So Kaiserschaffen, welcome to your office, Elena. You have been a famous figure in Swarelia for several years, thanks to your studies in maternal mortality. I was almost about to say morality, but I guess that also plays a part. So, you never knew your mother nor grandmother, and that led you to specialize in obstetrics at university. This was a success. Alright, so you turned to politics because you wanted to advance scientific research. The reason I chose that is because it adds brain power to the university, which I will hopefully unlock very, very soon. Actually, I already have the ability to get that already, so I'm going to build that right away. Right there. Confirm. And that should pass without too many problems. Hopefully. So I've got that going for us. Let's say the sinking of the heroic. So we need to learn to make better ships. Indeed we do. It gives us some extra bonuses to personal growth. I really need to improve the city average security trait, but that'll come in very quickly. So what's this for? The theatre. Okay, that'll pass easily. No real problems. So the freedom and moderate parties seem to be opposed. So one of the things that I've been reading about this game that a lot of people have been criticizing is that there's a certain type of politics that get you further in this game. Of course, it's a very left-leaning progressive type of politics, which a lot of people, I guess, don't like because of Gamergate and all that. It seems like it's very, I guess, American liberal. And it seems like this game also takes into account like that left-leaning type of politics, and that's how you progress in the game. But of course, let's pause time a little bit. Of course, I think that is fairly accurate as well, because in this time, in 1918, if you consider the way things were back then to the way they are now, I mean, it would definitely be very, very backwards, very, I guess, to the right of where we are now. I guess society progresses, of course. Still are not able to really upgrade anything, of course. That really wouldn't change because we haven't really researched all that much. But with the university, that'll increase brain power by 30. That is a massive amount. Let's have a look what's happening here. There are a lot of thieves and pickpockets in Kilborough. The residents are complaining. How will we fight crime in the area? Add more police to the patrols. Okay, so that increases security to the whole district. Fantastic. Aluminium. We're going to go usage on the railroad. So it'll make it cheaper. Any upgrades. And Kaiserschaffen has been having a problem with thefts and hijinks. To keep people off of streets at night, several councillors have demanded a curfew. Okay, that should come in nicely. Let's see, do I have anything else that I need to work on? There is. I just want to check out, modify this. Okay, none of the parties are going to like this too much because I don't really have any money in the bank. Although, what I will be able to do... I'll leave... Oh, no, I'll leave it. Because I need to get that... oh, the university's already up here, isn't it? It's already been built. Silly old me. That'll definitely speed things up a lot, though. There's a tax proposal. Okay, we can raise the taxes on the low socioeconomic people a little bit. Nothing too major though. Alright, so what I really want to do, replenish the earth. The Christian Democratic Party has proposed to ban all methods of contraception because the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. What is your stance? Let's oppose that. Jeez, there's a lot of people that are for it though. And this is when the game really starts to change a lot, because now we can lose if we don't win the mayorship. So, of course, democracy has hit Kaiserschaffen, and every 6 years we need to win the mayoralship. Of course we will though, no real problems there. Modify taxes, let's begin the vote, we'll win that. I mean, the one thing that we need to win is the mayor vote. And the 10-hour workday, that should pass pretty easily as well. Yeah. Because there were more parties supporting it than there were against it. So that's how I knew that was going to pass very easily. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more money from the very poor people. Still not really all that much.
Aluminium's 60-year reign as the world's most precious substance was glorious, but soon an American chemist ruined everything.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and research. We are not in era 4, we're in era 3. Let's go with the electrical grid at the moment, I think. That gives us 2 upgrades. The automatic train control, as well as an upgrade for the power plant. So, we'll go upgrade that. What I will have to do as well is start raising taxes just a little bit more. I'm not making anywhere near as much money as I would like, so... that should be alright. No. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Let's have a look. There we go. That should be much more in our favor. Be able to start making that money back, because we're not making it back quickly enough for my liking anyway. So, we are on a ban on contraception. It seems like it's going to get banned, whether I like it or not. So for some reason, especially the religious, sexual contact is solely for reproduction. Contraception encourages lewd behavior and far too permissive attitudes towards sex and sexuality, and so must be banned before civilization is permanently damaged. Oh, well, at least it increases population growth. I guess in terms of the game, we are producing a lot of city average fun, so that's good. Medical research, let's go study of antibiotics, which brain power bonus towards specific invention. The medical research invention, I guess that is. Now, here we go. We need to vote on the mayorship, and we will win this one easily. Oh, actually. Shite. Okay, we are going to have to overrule that, and the vote has passed. Jeez, that was a little bit ugly. Now, so a lot of the parties are not going to be all that happy with us. And they're not going to have much goodwill. It took, actually no, it takes political prestige, doesn't it? Jeez, we lost that. That's embarrassing. I was certain we'd win that, but clearly not. Alright, so what I need to do is do a little bit more convincing. Let's go plead with these guys. Our economy will receive a boost if we address this issue. And let's try to swing some more of these guys our way, especially these guys. There we go. That should go much more in our favor. Let's go talk to one more. You owe me. There you go. Now hopefully this will pass now. We should get the numbers, and indeed we do. I can't believe we lost the mayorship. But I think, I haven't really used the prestige too much. I've just been saving it up, really. Does it even say how we get it? No. It is hereby proposed that punishments for sodomy be eased. Let's support that. I don't think it will support... Jeez. What is with these councillors? They're so far to the right. So... Oh, sorry. Well... They're just very strange. So prestige measurements of the personal leverage you can employ for political actions. Prestige is obtained through passing proposal, resolving events, and staying in power. So I've got a lot of it. So that's why I could overrule just that simply. Okay, at least we're making money now again. So now, what I can do is go to the railway station. And I'll be able to upgrade this and that. Increases the security to the whole map. So that'll help us out a lot. Thankfully, pretty much everyone supports that. So punishments for sodomy. Just begin the vote. We're going to lose that. Which is a shame because that's included benefits to brain power, I think. Anyways. And let's go to anti-pollution and that'll pass, thankfully. That should come with brain power. Indeed it does. To the university plus 10. Wow. Okay, so that should be 78 now. Yep. There you go. Accusations of fascism. The Communist Party are accusing you of being a fascist. How do you respond? Assure that you oppose fascism too. Unfortunately, only some of the guys in the Communist Party trust us, but they'll have to. They will have to, whether they like it or not. Okay, so once the electrical grid is researched, that'll help us out with 2 more upgrades. So the power plant as well as the railway station again. I can't do anything with the port though. So here we go. We've got the first votes coming in. That passes in our favor very, very much. That increases security a lot. Children be legally entitled to an education, of course. And we should be able to pass that. I'm going to try hard because that'll no doubt help our brain power as well. Let's get some more police patrols. What is with these people's obsession with sodomy? It's a bit unsettling, really. Alright, so Darlington. Maybe I'll be able to do something with you guys. Not really, doesn't seem like it. Although, as I hit the microphone a little bit too hard, what I want to do is boost up some of the infrastructure here, like the water pipes. Because that boosts companies, as does this. And actually, no, I'm happy with that. Alright, so confirm the infrastructure, confirm, and propose that. And that seems like it'll pass pretty easily. I mean, I said that when we were going to win the mayorship, but clearly we didn't win. Wouldn't mind taxing my people a little bit more, but I will refrain. Now, see, public transport could help us out a fair bit, but it's also very expensive. As guys can see, I think it's going to pass, unfortunately, whether I like it or not. So I'll just vote with it. vote to modify the district should fall in our favour, and indeed it does. So got a bit lucky there. Yeah, there's quite a bit of a commercial demand. So
if it weren't for electricity, we'd all be watching television by candlelight.
let's go with the triode next, I think. Let's see, or ferry terminal actually. I'll go with automobile transportation, which gets us the upgrade for the port called the ferry terminal. Okay. So out of here we go. Now, we've got a couple of things that we can upgrade. So, upgrade this, which will increase security again. Have to put that to a normal vote. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to... No, it's the electrical plant, isn't it? That costs a lot, though. And I need to start making that money back. Okay, so the Social Democratic Party, they're really starting to take a liking towards us, which I guess is a good thing. We've got a lot of votes coming in. We've got the father's legacy. You were raised by a father who was always more interested in things than people. Some children might have felt neglected, but not you. What was the most important thing you learned from your father? Enjoyment of solitary work, interest in medicine, or it doesn't matter what others think. Okay, there we go. That actually was probably the best choice that we had there. Gave us quite some boosts, so... Let's see, the Solitarian trait gives us some mayoral funds, prestige cost +2. And centrist parties, I guess, goodwill resting point and increase, but the progressive trait is what helps us out the most. Especially in terms of the brain power. Of course, the Christian parties don't really like us all that much. So over here, let's go do some convincing then, shall we? Let's go plead with these guys. That didn't really seem to help us, unfortunately. Let's go demand something from these guys. They do seem to have a certain amount of goodwill, so it will definitely... Okay, help our security in the city, so that's always good. And the other guys hate us, so it's not really worth it bothering them. Okay, well this will be close. But we should win this, I mean. Oh man, I think we lost. Damn, boy. Let's go over all that decision. Okay. So the vote passed. And I'm really indifferent to how this goes, but I think that's in our favour. Vote passed, only just though. Alright, need to make sure we don't lose too much political capital so we can use it in the later rounds where actual mayorships start counting a lot. And I need to start making that money back that we've been losing. It should come online very shortly. Also, I need to improve the city average health. What would be nice is if it gave us a breakdown of the benefits and the negatives of what would happen if we passed this. I'm sure there is some way that we can bring it up. Not in the logbook though. Alright, let's go. Begin the vote. I'm really hoping that doesn't break the bank. Okay. What I will do instead, let's just check this out. Okay, no, it's not that bad actually at all. What I'll do is I will go to service funding, and I will actually boost up the high school. What was that? I don't want that. Actually, no, that is high school, isn't it? It is, it is. Is it? Yeah, it was that we clicked on. It should say here somewhere what you are upgrading. Maybe what about a grammar school? Didn't really boost us up too much, like in terms of brain power. I thought it'd boost us up more with brain power, but I guess not. I need to make that money back, so I won't be wasting too much. Well, I won't be wasting any money. Let's go to edicts though, and these are all the active edicts. Let's go to. Let's have a look at all of them. Join National Electric Grid. This will help us out a lot, because that'll just make us money, because we've already built the electrical grid. Support for family planning. That could help us out. So one of the things that will really help us make money, though. That's the most important thing. So, endorse national romanticism. I probably could easily get away with lowering personal growth. Let's see, ban obscene comics. That's interesting. Also raises the security, but we'll leave that. Here you go, support for poor families. That seems like it'll help us out a lot. And free school lunches for the poor as well. That'll pass easily. And apart from that, I'm pretty happy. Okay, so let's get back into it. And with that being said, I think we'll end this episode right about now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far. I definitely am. This is what, episode 5. We are doing fairly well. We're definitely going to continue on this Let's Play and just keep on playing it until we finish it. I don't think this will last too long, because I know there's a lot of people that have already finished it in just a matter of a few hours or so. So we'll have to wait and see how we go and progress through the errors. I am trying to read all your comments. Well, at least I am reading all your comments and trying to implement them. But until next time though, guys, I will see you later for episode number 6.